Welcome to the LoreWars preview stream. My name is Doug Carlson. I am your host and dungeon master for the stream. LoreWars is a up-and-coming tabletop RPG. It's going to be hopefully launching. The goal is for the summer of 2020. The goal of this stream is to build our following as well as get people excited for the launch of the game. The preview stream will be going through a campaign based in the LoreWars universe. This campaign will be available for people to play through, so there might be spoilers along the way, but with that being said, there are multiple adventuring paths that you can take within the campaign, so your play of it in the future could be completely different from our play. LoreWars is a tabletop RPG written by some college students, including myself, with influences from classic tabletop RPG games such as Pathfinder and Dungeons and Dragons, however, with heavy influences from multiple animes as well as video games. The style that we took to approach this game was to create a more mainstreaming, easier to get into game style, with a very unique D20 rolling system throughout the entire game mechanics, as well as less confusing character development mechanic we have built in. The idea behind LoreWars was to be completely original and creative with the things that we wanted to do, with the influences that we had. With that I mean, when my players introduce their characters, the races that they have picked, we wanted to get away from the stereotypical the Lord of the Rings archetype. When we first started writing the game, we had 4 races consisting of human, elf, goblin, and I think orc or dwarf, one of those. But when we got sat down and wanted to actually make this a serious published piece of art, we decided to get rid of all 4 of those and create our own universe with our own creatures and our own imagined races to play. That being said, within the LoreWars guidebook that will be launching in summer of 2020, there are 16 playable races, and one of those are human. The other 15 are completely original races that you'll be seeing. Before I get going into the story we're going into, I guess we can introduce our players. I have 2 new players who've never played LoreWars before. So I wanted that specifically for this stream and for this podcast, just so you could see the learning curve firsthand. And I think that's a really good way to dissect the game. And then the third player in our character party has played, but certainly not as much as like the developers have. So let me introduce our first player. Playing, I don't even know their names, so I'll let them completely introduce their characters. But I have Mr. Sean, and you can tell me all about your character, Sean.
Hi, my name's Sean. My character is Oros. He is a steam mech. His class is Binder. Effectively, steam mechs are kind of, just think like steampunk robot kind of deal, and you're pretty well on your way to knowing what steam mechs are. Binder is a arcane class. It's kind of more of a utility role, and that's most of what you need to know about him to start.
Sure. So yeah, steam mechs in this universe come from an island called Black Gate, which is in the mid realm, one of the 7 prime material planes. And on this mid realm is kind of like relatable to Earth. A society created a bunch of robots with human souls, pretty much, to defend after a big attack. And they kind of split up into 2 mentalities. One of them are kind of protecting the humans that created them, serving as like royal guards and stuff like this, since their bodies are more durable than humans or more fleshy mortals. And the other half kind of rebel against their creators, becoming notorious as like pirates and stuff. Since Black Island or Black Gate is an island country that's very seafaring reliant. So tell me, like, what kind of background, like, motive does your character bring to the table?
So, Oros is of the human disliking variety of
Okay, okay,
C-Max. He, backstory wise, he effectively, once upon a time, was part of some kind of militia, as, again, a caster, and grew kind of disillusioned with the whole humans are great
yeah, yeah,
thing. After most of his, I guess, unit were destroyed in a battle.
okay,
Beyond that, his background is mystic, so he again is pretty up there with all the arcane arts stuff.
yeah.
And yeah,
All right. And I have one more question.
of course.
What, just for my personal records for keeping our combats and stuff quicker? What is your bravery?
My bravery is 18.
Ooh, good, brave boy.
Indeed.
All right, and so I'll move on to. I'm gonna save Richard for last. I'm gonna go into Maddie. Maddie, tell me about your character. This is the player who has some experience, just so
Hi.
my viewers are knowing.
Hi, can I be heard?
You can.
Okay,
Indeed.
I was messing with my mic settings, so maybe it would sound a little clearer.
Gotcha.
So I am. My character's name is Drop. She is a Cersei.
Is that two names? Like do?
Yeah. Oh, it's her first and last.
Gotcha,
Yes.
gotcha. I like it.
I didn't know whether to give myself a first and last
No,
name.
no,
So
that I like it.
Okay. She is a Cersei female.
Okay.
Her base class is she's a Rose,
Okay.
and her subclass is Cupid.
Alrighty. These are just notes from me. Okay, so yeah, so for people who don't know, the Ciri are a race of fairies. They average around 3 feet, I believe, without looking at the stats, but somewhere around there. And they heavily resemble a moth. So think of like a 3-foot moth humanoid type creature. They are from one of the 7 realms, the Far Side realm, which is like the mystic forest, very like natural bending area, kind of like elven culture type thing. That's the realm that the Ciri kind of reside from. So tell me about Dewdrop.
So she is sorry, hold on.
No, you're fine.
So like her background is she is obviously from the Far Side,
Okay,
but she has no memories of it.
that's not good.
No, it's not good. She has no memories of the Far Side, so she is looking for a team
Okay.
to help. I don't know really how this is going to go, whether she's going to want to go back to the Far Side or not. We'll see
Sure.
how well we get along with everyone.
Yeah,
But she's looking for an adventure team to hopefully recover some of her missing memories and get home.
Sure. And then what is your bravery?
My bravery. I didn't roll for my bravery, Doug.
Oh my god, give me a roll right now for it.
Okay,
What have you
hold on.
done?
I'm dumb. I forgot one. Hold on. D20. Roll 8,
Okay.
and I get +1. So 9. 9
That
altogether.
that would be 8 plus 1.
Yeah, it would be 9.
All right. My notes are Orso. Did I get that right?
Oros.
Oros. Okay.
Yeah, Oros.
Oros. Oros slash doesn't like humans.
Fuck all of you.
Good, good, good. All right. Um, and then Richard, our other new player. Tell me what kind of character you've made.
Hi. So I made a Voidwalker,
Okay.
which is, for those who don't know, is kind of like a shadowy being with Egyptian undertones, I take.
Yep.
Uh,
Yeah. So they
uh,
reside from the realm of the void, which is again one of the 7 realms. This realm is very cosmic in nature. It's still a prime material plane, so you can still walk around and stuff like that. But the people there are much more in touch with like cosmic energies, which make the Void Walkers probably one of the most favored classes in the, or one of the favored races in the game from all of our plays that we do like with the developers and like close developer friends. Mostly because their racial ability allows them to phase through items, or at least start to learn how to phase through items, which makes like traps and rooms and stuff like that a lot easier to handle with these kind of people. What's your boy's name? Girl, boy, whomever.
his name is Ram Botrost, uh,
All right, all right, all right.
and he comes from a family or a clan of assassins.
Okay.
Uh, Name has been dishonored in a framed attempt, so he's out to seek glory for his clan.
Very anime. I like it.
Like I kind of went with that ad. It was an edgier race,
I
so it was
love
like
it.
I
Yeah.
think I can lean into that.
What class did you pick? Just so I can write it in my game notes.
Oh, yes, I picked a Shadow Master
Shadow Master.
class.
And then okay. What is your bravery?
Bravery is 13.
A good diverse bravery scale. I like it. Um, just writing notes here. So yeah, for the listeners, each something that also kind of sets us aside from at least the tabletop RPGs that I have experienced. We don't have universal classes as most games have. Our classes are very kind of structured and different towards each race. And so you will hear these names like Binder, Rose, and Shadow Master. Those are each specific for that race, because the way we approached it is like a Voidwalker would have a much different culture and military ideology than a group of fairies who kind of worship the land and use nature a lot. So we wanted to make each race a very different play style. So yes. That being explained, let me get into some background. Just so for the stream, you can see on here, these are the player icons. So Oros, our Steam Mech Binder friend, is going to be this right one right here, which I'm going to give you control over right now.
Sick.
If I can remember how to. Oh, in settings here. Controlled by you. And then Ram, our Voidwalker, is this going to be this player icon right here. And so I will give him control here. And then Do, our Siri, controlled by Maddie, is going to be this player icon, which I will add here. So yeah, let me dive in here. This is just gotta be patient with me with my setup here.
While you're setting up, I did get my icon from Wing Larka Start Stuff on
Okay.
Tumblr.
Yeah.
Just so there's no art theft going on. That's where I got that picture. It was not made for me. She just put it on Tumblr. It was very pretty.
Yeah, so we have a bunch of original outsourced graphics, or I shouldn't say graphics, but artwork that was in the makings for LoreWars. And all through the legal process, everything is copyright, everything is trademarked, everything is legally ours. That kind of stuff I will be presenting throughout the stream. But a lot of the icons and stuff we use on Roll20 is something we just source from, Google Images or something like that. And
As a quick,
we do not claim to have any ownership over those.
yes,
I just wanted to give her specific credit.
Okay, yeah.
I think, I am not sure, but looking at her blog, I think she does commission. So
There you go.
there we go.
Mine is from a guy named Sabo6 on DeviantArt, who also does a ton of cool looking stuff.
Ricky, you better know where yours are, or you're gonna look bad.
I'm sweating profusely.
Searching Google really quickly.
reverse Google search. Hurry.
I went to a specific website for a reason.
Where I even got this.
Well, he tries to find ownership. Way to set that in motion.
Well, I mean, just listen. We're doing this.
Mhm.
I just want to make sure everything's good. No art theft.
Yeah,
right?
there you
We're
go,
giving credit
there you
to
go.
our artist. I stole that, and I will make my own. What's the problem with me using it?
Yeah, she should come follow the stream, follow the podcast, and see her art in use, because
And then
it's a
flip you off for using it.
it's killer. It's a killer art. I think it's real good.
Right, so mine is from Pinterest. And
Pinterest. There we
it's
go.
by a guy named. Fuck, what? I think it's by Fidal. I don't know.
Anyways,
I don't know if that's
Close enough.
so a really cool aspect about LoreWars is that we created this universe, and we have lots of content planned to be released, playable content alongside the official guidebook. But the universe itself is very young in its infancy. I don't have the guidebook up on my computer right now just to say, but I don't think it's more than 1,000 years old or so. And we kind of allow, through our written campaigns, adventure books, and challenge books that we have planned to come out alongside our guidebook, you get to play through these really young years in history of the universe. We tell you the creation story, and then right after that, we're like, okay, you as players can jump in right after creation of the universe. And so with that being said, this campaign that we're playing through is the first campaign that will be released. It's called Ring of Worlds. The guidebook will be accompanied by a short adventure book. Campaigns are more lengthy, adventures are shorter. And the adventure book will be a prequel to this story. So this story takes place after the Rai Empire falls. Now, the Rai Empire, early in the history of mortals, is the first empire to get its feet in all the living realms. So there's 7 realms, as I mentioned. 1 is heaven and 1 is hell. So technically there's 5 livable realms by mortals, and the Rai Empire is the first empire in history to kind of get their feet in all 5 of those realms, and or 4 of those realms, because of an exception that doesn't really need to be disclosed here. And really set up shop and kind of do a good job governing the mortals for the first time in history. Unfortunately, due to some family turmoil that is a famous story in the Lore Wars universe, the Rai Empire falls. It shatters due to the youngest son in the family, the royal family, being jealous and being kind of mistreated because he wasn't as powerful as his siblings. So he does a shady thing and overturns the government. The people don't like that, and then a giant massacre happens where the people are revolting against the royal family, and there's famously there's 7 swordsmen who are kind of trained they're to be legends for the royal family. They killed hundreds of people, innocent people who are storming the castle, until this person, the person who overthrew the government, tries to escape the capital. The Rai, Avrai is the capital in Midrealm. and he escapes and is killed by a giant dragon, which is all a interlooping story. It's not too much to dive into right now. That's something we can dive into at another point. But this story is important setup for what's going to happen. So all this happens, and after the empire falls, the royal family disperses, and royal factions of this empire kind of set up city-states all throughout the realms now. A lot of the Rai Empire is actually kicked out of like the Far Side and the Void, for problems of their own. But the what's remaining of the Rai Empire in Midrealm splits off after this giant uprising and starts developing city-states and governing each in their own way. And most of the rulers of these city-states are like royal members of the Rai Empire of some sort or another. One of the more famous of the city-states is Aldrex. Aldrex is a country, a very small country, on the west coast of the Midrealm, and governed by a fair queen who was a member of the royal family in the Rai Empire. She the reason Aldrex is so famous is because of a elite group of knights they bear to. These knights are known as the Wolf Knights. They're quite distinguishable. Their armor has wolf decor on it, very ornate, and very skilled at fighting. And there's a bunch of rumors of why they've become so famous and why they're so powerful. Some say, they were part of the elite guard. Others say they just have their hands on magical items. For whatever reason, they've gained fame through the years following the fall of the Rai Empire. Now, to the north of Aldrex is a country called Vasmir. Now, Vasmir is more barbaric. You think of Aldrex as a really nice structured, very European style country. Everything has a monarchy and it runs very smoothly. Vasmir is more barbaric. They just kind of have warring tribes constantly, and just kind of take what they want to take. And then to the south of Aldrex is Malion, and Malion is a more it's like similar in Vosmir. It's a tribal based country, but they're much more at peace. They have a group of elders, and they kind of just rule over things as a council, rather than the monarchy that Aldrex is known for. Malion is peaceful. They're very almost, you could say they're very loyal. Most of them are loyal to the Far Side and to the goddess of the Far Side. They love nature, they love life, they respect nature, they respect life. And so that's to the south of Aldrex. Now I bring this all up because our players are going to be starting in the country of Aldrex. More importantly, in the city on the very coast of the I'm seeing if I can grab this image here. Copy image and post it so you guys can kind of see what I am talking about. I don't know if it's gonna, oh yeah, it will. So that'll be in the oh, I'm sending that to you, Maddie. That is not what I wanted to do. Let me throw that in this stream.
Well, I thank you for it anyway, Doug.
Oops.
So I'll post the country map up in here. It's in our Discord chat.
Oh, I have a personal copy because I'm special.
Ooh. And I'll actually bring this over to the stream real quick, so the stream can see it. So you can see here, this is a map of the countries. Aldrex being like in right here area, Vosmir to the north, and then Malion to the south. So I'm going to minimize that, and I'm going to drag that back over to my other screen. So, let me get back up my notes here. So, our characters find themselves in the capital city of Aldrex, which is called Virgin City. They find themselves in this city on the west coast of the realm, and each of them, with we can dive a little deeper into it to when I ask them right now, but they're each in search of these wolf knights in hopes of joining their ranks. for one reason or another, which we can kind of talk about right now, of how you guys, with all this information I just crammed down your throats, how you got yourself in Virgin City, in Eldrex, looking for the Wolf Knights. We can start with you, Sean, if you want.
Sure. So where is Virgin City in relation to Black?
Yeah, so that's actually not a bad thing. I'm going to pull up some files real quick. Here, if I can, on my stream. Don't mind everything. There's a lot of files here. Don't steal all my information. Let me see if I can find... So this is the mid-realm map. There we go. And I will copy this, and I will throw it in the Discord chat while I'm talking about this. There you go. So I just threw a map of Mid-Realm in the preview stream chat. And so if you're looking with me, are you on the stream?
Yes.
Okay, so
yes, I am.
The bottom left island that my cursor is over is Blackgate.
Right.
This west coast city right here would be Virgin City.
Okay, I
All
gotcha.
right.
So we're not incredibly far away.
No, it'd be like traveling up the east coast of the United States, kind of.
Right, it'd be like Florida to Virginia or something.
Yeah.
Okay. So Oros is probably in search of the Wolf Knights, just in order to find somewhere else to put his service. Obviously, he's pretty disillusioned, like I said, with the leaders of Blackgate, and he's definitely, a military man as such, and where better to employ such military might, but with the service of...
Sure. And how does like not
guild.
liking like humans, or at least the humans who created you, conflict with that idea?
I think the big thing for him is it's less humans in general and more Blackgate and the powers that be there.
Sure.
Which in a way can lead to a general distrust of humans.
Okay.
So probably like he's not like incredibly racist against humans, right? It's not like he never wants, like, I will never have it. I'll never drink with a human. It's not like that. It's more humans are generally shit.
Okay.
So,
Yeah. I gotcha. Okay. So yeah, you're just kind of looking for a place.
A new purpose, really.
Yeah. Having a blank slate. That's good to work with. Richard, why would you find your character up here, Ram?
So, I think he would be in search of any kind of task or mission or quest that would give redemption to his clan, anything to counteract any rumors or negative things
absolutely.
that people have heard. So kind of, he's out there doing damage control,
Yeah, finding fame and this might redeem your clan's name. I get it.
Yeah, exactly. It's a simple but difficult task.
And Miss Maddie.
Yes.
Why would Miss Dew find herself looking for the Wolf Knights?
Well, if you are an amnesiac with a certain set of skills, you would search out people who would like to hire you for those certain sets of skills.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm sure.
So does she have like a desire to find out more about the far side, or is that just kind of like a back burner idea?
It's a secondary thought. It's the hierarchy of needs. It's not that she Dew is not concerned with where she comes from. She's concerned with where she's going.
Okay.
So, in order for the hierarchy of needs, so she needs, money for food and shelter in the meantime. And the bigger mystery of who she is can be solved if fate demands it.
Sure. So we can decide right here as a baseline. Do our players know each other yet? Because that's important for me to dig into.
We can meet right now. Hi, how you
Yeah, I was
doing?
about to say, I don't think that Oros would know anyone. I think he's kind of fresh off the boat.
Sure. Alrighty, well then, so for each of you, you kind of find yourself wandering towards a tavern on the west side of the city. I do have a city map I posted for you guys. Here's the city map for the stream.
Gotcha.
And you can see yourself in the heart of the Flogan Inn, which is right here in Virgin City. You each kind of find yourself wandering together off the boat or wherever to this inn, and I'll let you guys introduce yourselves from there if you want.
Yeah. I'd say, as a very quick side note, something that I don't think I read. Do steam mechs eat? Is that a thing?
They
Is it
can.
like fuel for the fire, or
Yeah,
like?
so you still have like a magic circuit type organ system inside of your body. It's
Right.
not comparative to like a human's flesh and organs, but you do still have like magic circuits and systems that still need to be fueled. So yes.
Okay, so is it like food specific, or like
Yeah,
just
yeah, yeah,
chopping
yeah.
down on organic matter?
Yeah, I would say like in being created, they wanted these souls to feel more like more human in your new bodies. So they would be
Okay.
like, yes, normal food
Cool.
would be able to be consumed and be used to power your magic organs and body.
Cool. Okay, so yeah, in that case, I'm probably at the bar when I get there.
Okay.
Just kind of, I've got a drink, probably
Yeah, absolutely.
whatever manner of fare exists.
Sure. And Maddie, what would Miss Do be doing in this bar?
Miss Dew is quickly searching through her pockets to see if she has enough money to eat today.
Okay, okay. And Mr. Ram, what would Ram be doing?
I feel like Ram probably just entered the bar.
Okay. So let me give you a brief paragraph here. The party is in the heart of the Flogan Inn. The inn is located off of the water in Virgin City. The smell and sound of the ocean are present as they enter the rather large inn. As the party enters, they notice a large wooden bar on the back wall with multiple barrels with taps in the barrels, assuming that they are for mead and other malt beverages. Behind the bar, the players see a heavy-set baron with blue feathers and red rings around his eyes. This baron is serving two humans sitting at the bar, both in civilian garbs. To the left of the bar is a flight of stairs heading up to the second floor, and further to the left are wooden tables. One by the window is holding a dragonkin with armor on and a greatsword leaning against the wall. On the right side of the room, you see more tables, and at one are two humans playing Coin Cup, a classic tavern gambling game. So that's kind of the setting for the heart of the Flogan Inn, if you will.
That guy in the armor and with the great sword, what is he doing?
He is just sitting. You see him kind of sipping on some ale, and he doesn't. He doesn't look like he's noticing anything in the room. Just kind of enjoying. You could assume he's like maybe on break or something. Just kind of enjoying a moment to himself.
Cool.
Right. And okay, can I approach him?
Yeah, if you want.
I think that's what I will do.
Okay. So you go up to the dragonkin. He doesn't even seem to acknowledge you approaching him.
Excuse me, sir. Do you know where I may find a quest board or any kind of mission uh, 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 area in this town?
He looks over at you and kind of eyes you up head to toe. What is Ram wearing?
I think he'll be wearing a large cloak, something, a hood over his head. You can't
Yep.
really. It kind of just looks like a black void,
Yeah.
uh, because of the shadows and well, his natural skin color.
Yeah. He says he says, "Yeah, the likes of you doesn't look like an adventurer. You look more like a criminal to me."
Um, I like to accomplish my tasks swiftly and stealthily, so this is why I'm dressed like this.
I see. Um, you can always go up to the barracks and see if they have any work for civilians, but it's not for the faint of heart.
I appreciate the information. Do I have any starting money, by the way?
Yes. Did I not give that to everybody? Oh no.
Oh, yeah.
Oh no. Okay. So
I'm gonna have to wash dishes for my booze.
each player has 500 gold as the campaign starts. That was my bad.
You're good. How much is an average beer?
Here you can buy a beer for 1 gold.
I put a gold on the table for the dragon. Can I say, for your troubles?
He just kind of gives you a glance, like he accepts it, but he's annoyed that you're talking to him.
Okay, I'll walk away.
Let's cut over to Mr. Orso. I'm gonna get that wrong every time.
Oros.
Oros.
Yeah. So I'm probably chatting up the bartender. It's like, hey, number 1, I'm gonna need another one of these. Number 2, obviously, wolf knights are around here, yeah.
He comes over and he says, "Oh, wolf knights you're looking for, eh?" And
Yep.
He takes your gold off the bar and starts pouring you a frothy beverage from the large barrel on the back wall into a tankard. And he says, "What makes you want to be looking for the wolf knights, young lad?"
Well, just looking for some work. Well, not work. Looking for a good fight, really.
A good fight. Well, I mean, the Wolf Knights do come from this city, but they don't exactly search out for recruits, or rather, you can't just go apply. You need to make yourself worth their while, if you know what I mean.
And well, I mean, how would one go about doing that?
He says, you'd want to maybe take a job from the barracks or something. It's there isn't much trouble around here. It's funny. You want to join the Wolf Knights for a fight, but the Wolf Knights keep all the fighting pretty much down. We live in a good time right now. As you're talking to him, you hear the 2 humans to your right kind of laughing and talking about Zadashi, the prince who got killed by the dragon from the Rai Empire. It's pretty recent. It's maybe 10, 20 years back, so people are still telling stories about it.
Yeah, Oros definitely. He looks over, rolls his eyes, downs the rest of the ale that he is currently drinking, and grabs the other one. He goes, just kind of. He tips the bartender another gold. And goes, thanks.
Miss Maddie, what is Dewdrop doing?
Dewdrop is overhearing the conversation at the bar. And I'm going to approach the man whose name I forgot.
He never introduced himself. Oh, who? The C-Mech?
Yes.
It's something with an O. It's like Oricio or Oris. The big centaur bitch from Overwatch. Orisa? Something.
Orisa?
Yeah.
Odysseus?
Odysseus bow? Yep.
No. I specifically meant the player. The player
Yeah,
that I'm
yeah.
looking at.
Oh,
That's
Sean.
me.
His name is
Oros.
Sean.
Sean,
Yeah.
yes. I
Yes,
did not.
that's me.
Or Oros.
I'm sorry, Sean. Dew is going to approach the unnamed stranger.
Okay.
I heard you were looking for the Wolf Knights.
Yeah, what's it to you?
Well, I also may or may not be looking for a fight, and you seem like the type that is good at that. So why don't we look for them together?
So yeah, to put this in perspective, how tall are you,
I
Oris?
am 3.5 feet tall.
Okay.
Oros is 5'11".
Oh, so you're not terribly tall, but yeah, you're still
No,
a big
well,
metal man, and this little moth
I'm
bitch is coming
also-
up to you.
Right, and I'm sitting on a bench already, so like a stool at the bar, right? So I'm probably about 6 or 7 foot tall at the moment, and I'm looking down. You're basically level with the stool.
All right.
And they go, well, firstly, yes, I am the type to look for a fight, and I'm pretty good at it too. Secondly, you're a 3 foot tall moth lady. What are you doing looking for a fight?
Oh, do not forget, motherfucker. Looks can be deceiving.
Wow. Jeez. Wow.
I'm still listening to this whole conversation.
Right? You just see this interaction like, okay.
So Oros goes, okay, come on up here.
Dude,
I guess. It's just like completely kind of taken aback.
As Dewdrop is, I don't know if you're floating up to the chair with your wings or you're trying to climb. I like to picture you like climbing up onto the chair.
I will attempt to climb for
I like the
comedic
idea. I was
value.
gonna say I like the idea of you climbing like full toddler up onto the stool.
If that's what's happening, Oros is definitely like he has like a walking stick,
Yeah.
and he doesn't actually touch you. He just kind of like levers you up with the walking stick.
Good. As this is happening, a man bursts through the tavern doors, looking frantic. He looks in all around the room before noticing the guard on break. He runs over and he's begging them for help. He says, "You there, Wolf Knight! You have to save my little girl. She's been dragged away by some goblins in the North Fields." The guard, he tells him to go file a report. He looks very not interested. Just tells him, go away. Go to the barracks, file a report. The man is getting very outraged, yelling that his daughter will die if something isn't done quickly. The guard says he's still on break, and if his daughter's life is that much in danger, he should head to the barracks and make a report. The man starts leaving in tears, knowing that the process will probably take too long.
Oros, he's like just listening. He's not looking.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely just shotguns the rest of the second drink
There you go.
because, as you know, Oros is not the kind of guy who will leave a drink unfinished.
There you go.
Goes, hey, you.
The man turns around and says, "Yes."
Pardon us, sir.
You need some help?
We couldn't help but overhear the awful situation. And I know that the legal process is a lengthy one. And we are always looking to do the right thing. And for money.
You remind me of
Can we
Yeah.
be of service?
you
Do
remind
not forget the money part.
you remind me of Starfire from Teen Titans. I love it. It says he says yes, the legal transaction will take some time, but the Wolf Knights know what they're doing, and so they will be able to save my daughter Lynn.
So here's the deal. Firstly, yes, they'll be able to get your daughter back. Probably in multiple pieces, because they're slow. If you were to give us...
He looks terrified at that, saying that.
If you were to give us, what would a reasonably, like...
How much would it cost him to file a report with the Wolf Knights to get his daughter back?
You aren't entirely sure on the whole system since no one said they were from this area. But
Okay.
you can imagine like
So just for reference, what would like a day's wage be worth?
yeah, so like the economy around here would rather like 5 to 10 gold a day for a decent wage.
Okay, so I'd say give us about 15 gold. We'll get out there right this second.
Hey, I'm gonna challenge you on that because why 15? Are you splitting that between two of you?
I mean, 20 then. For
All
an
right,
even
all
number.
right. He says, I can scrounge up anything you want, but how would you be able to save them over the Wolf Knights?
Well, sir, I for one am a fairy and very skilled at magic, and I have a burning hatred of goblins. And because of these two things, I am more than happy to go and help your dog again for money.
I understand.
Could
I understand the money. I'm sorry. I'll give you money, strange moth lady.
Just for the cool factor, can I use my cosmic thing to like teleport next to him? Is that a thing I can do?
Yeah, I mean, roll me a d20 real quick.
Sure.
I want to see you fail.
Me too.
In him.
11.
Yeah, you blast in like a pulse of dark magic, and then you go to appear next to him, but you smack into a table to your right. You're like,
Sorry, I'm drunk as shit. I was supposed to be right next to you, but we're more than capable of getting your daughter back.
he is very startled that you just teleported towards him. He says, I'm gonna go. I don't know. And then he says, yeah, if you want to try, I mean, she was playing out in the pumpkin fields to the north, right outside the city walls. My family sells pumpkins.
I don't care. Tell you what, I'm so confident you don't have to pay us until you get her back. How about that?
That's fine. I'm trying to tell you where to go look for her.
You said the North Gate.
Excuse me.
The pumpkin field.
Shut up. This is very useful information for at least one of us. I'm so sorry about my companion, sir. Please continue.
She was playing out in the pumpkin fields. I went to bring some pumpkins back home, and when I went back out, they were all huge marks in the ground, and I think she got dragged off by some goblins. If you go that way, you might be able to catch them before they hurt her.
All right, sir. We will get on it straight away.
Sounds great.
I picture the little fairy like giving him a salute and like walking confidently out the door by herself.
As a side note, do you have any idea how many of these things I might have?
I mean, you're the adventurers. You should know more about goblins than me. I just know how to. You want some information on how to grow a pumpkin?
I'm great.
I know
Thanks.
very well
Hey,
how to grow a pumpkin, actually. Let's go!
Hey you! I say hey you, and I point at Ram.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fucking. What do you
You want
want?
to make some money?
We're offering 3 gold for a traveling companion.
3 gold. That's good. That's good shit.
Also, we're doing a good deed and helping me get a little girl back. So you get 3 gold and a good feeling in your soul.
Need the gold. I'm more worried about this child's safety because you just try to pick a fight with the local guards and now you're trying to save a child.
I feel like in this situation, I will be the one mostly in charge of the rescue, so you need worry not on that front.
Okay, sounds good. Let's go. And I turn around and I walk straight into the door frame because I'm not paying attention. And then I go, sorry, the door, and walk out.
Planning on following him anyways, I saunter out and reluctant to what I've got myself into.
So you guys headed to the pumpkin field?
Yes.
Sounds good to me.
So yeah, you guys get out to the pumpkin field, and you're looking around. Let me look at my notes here. See who's got the highest bravery. Oh, it's Oros. What a fucking shock. Oros, roll me an investigation action, please.
I have a +1 to that roll. Whoop. I have to type roll. Hey, it's a 15.
All right. So you kind of stumble around the field. You're not finding anything. Until you guys, as a collective, you find a girl's shoe at the edge of the woods. This little, it looks like probably like a 4 or 5 year old's shoe. It's red and very cute, very dainty. But yeah, that's where you guys are at.
Oh, how fucked up is the shoe?
It doesn't look really damaged. It looks a little muddy, but like the whole field is kind of muddy, so
Okay.
there's no blood, nothing like that around it. It just looks like it fell off.
Is there any footprints in the direction or around where the shoe were?
Can you roll me an investigation action?
Right. Also, I think I have a +1 to that. Yes, I do. So that's a roll of d20, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Everything will be a roll 20.
That'd be a 15.
You're looking towards the city. You're like, I wonder if she was still in the pumpkin field somewhere. Miss Dewdrop, do you want to roll an investigation action?
I will roll and investigate. So what do I have to... Hold on, I'm just looking. I have a +6 to invest. No, that's a bonus. I'm dumb.
I was
Sorry.
about to say, hot damn.
I don't even know how you got a
Hold on.
+6. Jeez.
Hold on.
I wrote the game and I don't know how that happened.
I actually don't have any extra to...
There you go.
Hey, I know you don't have wires, but I think you got a couple of them crossed.
I got a 9.
Oh, there you go. So yeah, you see a few feet past the shoe into the woods a branch broken and kind of like some struggle marks in the mud, as if someone grabbed on the branch, fell, and then was kind of dragged away further into the woods.
Yep. I'm currently arguing with Ram. I'm like, nah, they definitely, they're not still in the... You would see goblins in the pumpkin field, obviously. They definitely went back into the city.
Pardon me, ladies.
You're a
If we
robot.
could cut the squabbling for about 2 minutes, it appears that the young lady was dragged into the woods this...
Please, God, tell me there's a giant goblin-shaped hole in some branches.
So yeah, do you guys want to head into the woods?
Yes.
Okay.
Obviously,
Like
I
a
was
good
going to say...
decision.
I was going to say that they went to the city and then the woods. Follow me.
Pardon me, you're walking in the wrong direction?
Obviously, that was just a test.
Well, we should all be grateful that I have passed and our companion has not gotten piss drunk lost in the city. Joyous day!
Pick up
You guys
I,
had
like put it in the bag or whatever, just so I can give it back to the girl later.
the shoe.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, you guys are you're heading through the woods a little bit in the direction that Dewdrop is leading you, and you see a little glow in the distance that one could easily assume is from a fire, and you can actually smell like
Okay.
a classic campfire. You would guess about 200 yards forward.
Okay, everybody, be very, very quiet. We're hunting goblins.
Dungeon Master, may I roll and investigate to see if we can see anything before we get to the clearing and walk into a trap?
Yes, you can. You do not see any traps.
Okay.
Instead of being cautious about traps and things, I like to sneak.
Sure.
Well,
roll a
if you
sneak roll.
sneak your ass into a trap, it's really not going to matter, is it?
I'm not very sneaky.
You did. You think you're totally concealed. You like picked
Oh
up.
fuck yeah!
You got like a branch in front of your face and you're walking, but like your entire torso is showing. You're just covering
Not
your face.
only am I drunk, I'm partly made of wood, so I'm swaying like the shade of a goddamn tree. It's great.
So yeah, you guys. Oh, go ahead, Richard.
Look at Do and I go, what have we gotten ourselves into? By the way, I'm Ram. We never introduced ourselves.
Hello, I'm Dew. It's a pleasure to meet you.
You guys are.
I thought I really could use him as bait, as a quick way to get gold. I think I might be over my head on this plan.
You guys are introducing yourself, and
I'm just fucking.
yeah, you're like 100 yards forward already. You're still
Yeah, no,
chugging.
I look back and I stage whisper, "Cowabunga, bitches!"
So you guys approach a clearing almost, and you're still concealed by the trees, but you see the campfire clearly. You see a small campfire with little knapsacks of fur next to the fire, and then 3 goblins sitting around the fire, all kind of chewing down on some food. One's kind of sharpening their stone weapon. The other is just kind of gazing out into the tree line. And then if you look a little closer, behind them you see a large wooden cage. And let me bring you into this. And this is where you guys are going to want to use Roll20. I bring you over here. You can see your 3 characters in the bottom left, and the other should be self-explanatory.
I do not currently have control over my character.
I also do not have control over my character.
Alright, that's annoying. Hold on. Let me fix that real quick.
So, for my information, them spotting us is like without sneaking or failing a sneak, how likely it is that they will see us.
I mean, right now you're confident. They haven't made any gestures for you to believe they know you're there. You're kind of like the light of the. It's starting to get dusk. The light of the campfire is kind of like blinding them, where like the shadow of the tree line is concealing you pretty well. It's an educated guess for you if you were to move further in, if they would see you, or if you could move around the edge of the tree line. That's something you're gonna have to decide on your own. But as of right now, they don't seem to have noticed you guys yet.
It's like, okay, I'm whispering to the other 2 people.
Sure.
It's like, okay, we've got 2 options here. Option number 1, we go in and we beat some goblin ass. In a good way, not the weird, creepy way. Number 2, I, in my infinite wisdom, can teleport people. Little bit, sometimes, if it works. As it do.
Can I interrupt this? Hold on. I have a +3 in diplomacy. Does that also mean a +3 in fake diplomacy? Can I lie to the goblin?
Can you lie to the goblin?
Can I, are like the goblins immediately hostile will I get attacked, or can I try to reason with the goblin?
That's something you would have to learn as a character. I mean, like, you have basic knowledge that goblins tend not to be friendly to anyone other than goblins.
Okay. Continue with the plan of the beating the goblin ass, yes.
Okay.
Right. So, that's option number 1. Option number 2, we got our little fairy friend here. Hi.
Hi.
To distract the goblins, during which I sneak around the back and teleport the little girl out of the cage into my lovely waiting arms.
Okay, wait. We also have another option, though. She
Which
can
it-
fly. She can just straight up fly over them.
But
I
can
can't
she
fly.
Can
That
she
is
teleport though? That's the cool part of this plan, you see.
well,
Anything
you
to get
see,
her out of the
the cage is made out of wood, and wood is not a very durable cage material. So I feel like if I was given, I don't know, a knife or a small axe, I could just get through it, while you 2 distract or otherwise keep the goblins busy.
You're a little out of
You
luck.
see,
'Cause
if-
I don't have anything to cut with.
If you
Okay.
recall, I said not the creepy, nasty way of keeping the goblins busy. Just putting that one out there.
I just wanted you to feel free to do whatever comes naturally to you. Because if a goblin ever touched me, I would cut the leg. I would cut whatever. I don't want to think
I
about that.
think we got the picture, and I'm really not interested. So I think is the plan then for her to fly over, open up the cage, and for us to
Well-
beat some goblin assholes?
All right. Stop talking. My friend, who I've met in the woods. Why don't I fly up to a tree plant surrounding and distract the goblins where they can't, and you take Sergeant Dumbass over here and get the girl out of the cage.
Sounds like a plan to me.
Okay, fantastic.
I bow, Sergeant Dumbass, at your service.
Okay. Let's go. We'll go around. Ooh, this is weird. Ooh,
You can go around this way.
my
Oh, that way.
rest of me.
Okay, so how far are we? Obviously, we're not yet fighting. How far are we capable of moving?
So that's gonna be your speed stat. Technically,
Yoink.
you're not in combat, so you can move freely until in a combat scenario. But in combat, you'll be able to move. Your movement action will be your speed stat. That's how
Okay.
how many squares you would be able
That
to
is
move. Each square is
10.
roughly about 5 feet.
Okay. So, I would like to start to make my way around this way, as sneakily as is physically possible.
Yeah, like I said, you're kind of concealed throughout the trees right now, so I'm not too worried about the goblins.
Okay.
Don't seem to
So,
notice you yet.
can we make it to like this bush area up here without being spotted?
Well, here's an. Is everyone following you?
I am.
I am not. My plan is to move this way and still be concealed, into which I will fly to a branch in this tree where the goblins cannot reach me.
Okay. Are you flying right now, or?
No,
gonna
I
wait?
am waiting until they are in position, so I am here.
Okay. Okay.
I have a strong urge to caw, but I'm not going to do that.
Okay. Hold on one second.
I can see where you are, dumbass. Do not caw.
Okay.
Oh,
Orso, is that your name?
Oros, yes.
All right. So you were leading it, right? You were leading like
Yeah, I
the
was
walk.
most definitely in front.
Okay. As I'm gonna bring you guys back a wee bit.
Sure.
As you get about here, you hear like a phew through the trees, and an arrow sticks you in the shoulder. It
Do not scream.
it deals you for 19 damage.
Okay, I am down to that number of damages. I'm at 139.
Um,
I look down and I go, "Oh, that hurt." But,
you
real quiet.
then you hear intruders, and you look up to the tree that it came from. And if I can friggin' do something here, how do I get to layers? Oh, here we go.
How intelligent are goblins? I don't know that information. Never mind.
I wish I could do what I want to do. There we go. You notice a goblin sitting in the tree right to your left with a bow and arrow, or a crossbow.
So I look at him like, son of a bitch.
And that is a perfect time to end our episode, because we've been going for an hour now.
I've been shot.